Let me change the mood here a bit. Let me tell you a bit of a joke. They told me that jokes are always good, but my jokes are always bad. So here's a geek joke. What is Forrest Gump's password? 1 Forrest 1. Thank you so much for being the only person clapping. I want to call the next speaker to the stage to give a talk about moving forward together, national cybersecurity strategy of the Czech Republic. He is the director of NÚKIB, National Cyber and Information Security Agency at the Czech Republic, Karel, Řehka.
Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests. Thanks for the introduction. I'm Karel Řehka, and I'm the director of the Czech National Cyber and Information Security Agency, NÚKIB. So let me start with a few words of appreciation first. It is a real pleasure and a true honor to be invited to this great event and to be able to speak to such a distinguished audience on behalf of my country. So I would like to thank the organizers, Blavatnik ICRC, and also to our partners and friends from Israel National Cyber Directorate. Thank you. I also want to thank the INCD and specifically the director Yigal Luna, our partner and friend, for our outstanding relations and partnership. Not only is it practical and practically useful, but it is also inspiring in many ways to all of us and to me personally. The Czech Republic and its citizens consider Israel to be their close friend. It is a long-term friendship, tested and proved many times in history, and I'm proud that even in our cybersecurity field, we can serve as the example of these special relationships. So it's really real thrill to be here. NÚKIB is the Czech Republic's national security authority. In addition to that, we also have some other responsibilities, such as responsibility for protection of classified information in ICT systems. We are National Communication Security Authority, Crypto Authority, Tempest Authority, and some other responsibilities. NÚKIB was established by the Czech Cybersecurity Act in 2017, so we are a relatively new organization as an independent organization, and we are still under development right now. And we are the independent organization with its director being appointed by government and reporting directly to the Prime Minister. The Czech Cybersecurity Act tasks my agency to provide a national cybersecurity strategy and a related action plan to a government for its approval. This strategy must be reviewed every 5 years or in shorter period if needed. The National Cybersecurity Strategy is the baseline document that sets the main direction, strategic goals and approaches for the nationwide effort to achieve the sufficient level of cybersecurity. The production of this strategy is a joint teamwork with NÚKIB being a main leader and coordinator. However, the whole public sector is contributing to it. The new National Cybersecurity Strategy was approved by Czech government in the end of 2020, so in the end of last year, and its action plan, which is pretty much the detailed implementation plan with the specific timings, responsibilities, and specific tasks. This plan is now waiting for the approval of the government. Our new strategy is already the third document of such kind. The first one was called slightly different, but it was a very similar document, and it covered the period from 2012 to 2015. Then we had the first cybersecurity strategy for the period of 2015 to 2020, and now the new one has been approved in the end of 2020. As a baseline paper, the strategy sets the conceptual and planning framework for cybersecurity at the national level. However, it is also supported by the Cybersecurity Act that provides a basic legal framework and is exercised and supported by a number of decrees which are issued by our agency as legal documents. Czech Cybersecurity Act was passed in our parliament in 2014, so we had that act for some time, and it has been updated ever since, primarily as a result of implementing the European Union legislations, but also based on our lessons learned. Our national cybersecurity strategy reflects the need for a holistic approach to cybersecurity, and its main theme is the whole of society effort, teamwork, and collaboration, and that's both domestic and international. As the basis for the strategy, the document describes a strategic context in relation to the security environment. It describes the whole system of cybersecurity in the country with different actors and their responsibilities. And then it describes the long-term vision of the country, what we want to achieve in the cybersecurity. And that vision is that the Czech Republic will have a resilient society and infrastructure. We will act confidently in cyberspace. We will actively confront the entire spectrum of cyber threats, and doing all this while strengthening reliable alliances, because we cannot do it alone. In order to fulfill this vision, the strategy sets the number of strategic goals along the main three pillars. And those pillars are confidence in cyberspace, strong and reliable alliances, and resilient society. The first pillar covers areas, and I won't go into details in all of that, but it covers areas like a common approach to cybersecurity that covers collaboration, state, non-state, civilian, military cooperation, information shared, legal frameworks, and so on. Then it also deals with a secure infrastructure, focusing on the strategic information infrastructure. Maybe less typically, it also highlights the effective strategic communication capability, because it is necessary, as we learned, to clearly communicate our cybersec activities domestically and internationally so our public understands us, but also to understand and cope with the influence and psychological effects that some attackers may try to achieve. It also covers the confident reactions. That includes things like developing the national mechanism, a national attribution system for the most serious cyber attacks. And that has been done, and we spent many months recently doing that. And also building the capacity and capability of countering attackers in all spectrum, from diplomatical to defense and military means. And also talks about the future challenges. The second pillar, strong and reliable alliances, talks about the effective international cooperation, deepening and creating active partnerships based on shared values, common interests, and unified positions to cyber threats. Also, it deals with the international legal framework, and it also covers the capabilities and expertise where we express the will and responsibility to cooperate and actively aid other international partners in strengthening our common but also their own security and defense. The third pillar is also quite important, and it talks about resilient society, and we call it Resilient Society 4.0, and that means that we have the state where cyber threats are minimized and all society can leverage the benefits of modern technologies and integrate them into their everyday lives. That is mostly about securing our digitalization of public administration, but also education and awareness of the wide public, and expanding the qualified base of the experts, because these are the main problems we face right now. Experts, but overall education as well. And we do a number of initiatives educating, supporting education from young children, students, educators, public servants, elderly people, e-learning modules, graphic and cartoons, using popular YouTubers, you name it. We're also trying to expand the qualified base. We're trying to build the high school cybersecurity centers of excellence in every region. We support that. We support cybersecurity competitions for high school kids, and we also offer things like study internships in our agency for both high school and university students. And we also managed to develop specialized cybersecurity programs to help to develop it in both high schools and universities. COVID-19 pandemic, as bad as it is, it had one positive impact, at least in my country. Within a few months, it managed what we cybersecurity professionals were not able to achieve in several years. It persuaded our society that cybersecurity is an important problem that we need to handle. At times, People had to rely on digital means to shop, to keep in touch with their loved ones, to do their jobs, to ensure the education for their children. And our citizens came to realize how much we gain from technology and what it means when it doesn't work. They witnessed crushing cyber attacks on some of our important hospitals, which were already badly tested by COVID. And by the way, some of the attacks could only be prevented as a result of functioning domestic and international collaboration and information sharing. As I mentioned before, the main theme of this strategy is a holistic approach, the whole of society effort, collaboration and teamwork, both domestic and international. No single organization or agency can secure the cyberspace of a country, and no single state can effectively cope with today's global cybersecurity challenges on its own. In NÚKIB, we recognize that information sharing and collaboration with our international partners is crucial for our success, and we are ready to support such efforts to the best of our ability. I believe that events like Cyber Week are extremely important in this endeavor, and I thank again for the opportunity to take part in this great venue. Thank you for your attention. Tora Rabba, Chaverim.